Sandy Shores isn't exactly a tourist hotspot. Most players just see dust, a few rundown shacks, and some wandering NPCs. But behind this quiet desert town hides one of the darkest mysteries Rockstar ever built, the Infinity Killer. This isn't a rumor or an Easter egg you can spot in 5 minutes. This is a trail of clues, spanning multiple games, hidden in rocks, underwater sites, and cryptic notes. In this video we'll go through every clue, every newspaper clipping, every mod discovery, and by the end, you'll have the full timeline, and you can decide for yourself what's real, what's misdirection, and what Rockstar dare you to uncover. At the base of Mount Chiliad, abandoned shacks dot the desert. Most are burnt out, but one shack stands out. Inside, the walls are scorched, 8 marks, a strange symbol, and a message reads, "Go away, Merl Abrahams. You're wrong." Inside, jars filled with body parts, tally marks scratched into walls, old running shoes, and that number 8. That's Infinity standing upright. If you go nearby, a newspaper clipping explains this. Merl Abrahams, suspected Infinity Killer, passed away last night in Bolingbroke Penitentiary while awaiting trial for abduction and torture. 8 victims, young men jogging alone, disappeared 5 years ago. No bodies were found. Abrahams never confessed, but admitted an obsession with the number 8. Outside the shack, a rock has nursery rhyme engraved. 1 is done, 2 is fun, 3 try to run, 4 called mom, 5's not alive, 6 is Nix, 7's in heaven, 8 won't wait. If you go further south, another rock reads, "They want me, they can have, but they'll never get my people, even though I shall leave them sign enough where they put me." The killer left intentional breadcrumbs, clues people did notice. And if you go inside Bolingbroke Penitentiary, you'll find this sentence: "Where water meets land and fire once spewed forth there, the Infinity 8 shall stand until I return," paired with the same symbol from Sandy Shores. If you zoom in on the northern peninsula of the map and overlay that symbol and look closer, you'll find 8 bodies wrapped in plastic, lying undisturbed on the seafloor. Rockstar hid them, but they can be found. Modders also found 2 different body models, hinting at more victims than the original 8. The implications, much darker than first assumed. Eddie Lowe is one of Rockstar's most fascinating and disturbing characters, and yet he appears in-game only briefly. To the casual player, he might seem like a minor annoyance, a deranged NPC you encounter during certain side missions in GTA 4. But to those who dig deeper, the pattern becomes chillingly clear. Eddie Lowe is more than a man. He is a manifestation of obsession, ritual, and violence, a psychological blueprint for what later becomes the Infinity Killer in San Andreas. Eddie Lowe preys on solitary joggers, striking when the world is unaware. He doesn't just kill, he communicates. His dialogue, recorded in game files and played through cutscenes, isn't merely exposition. It's taunting, ritualistic, and symbolic.
Hey there, pal. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing out here so late? Wait, mister. Do you ever wonder if animals, they masturbate?
Okay, listen, friend, you're really creeping me out.
No, it's a silly question. I know, silly question. It's just I was wondering because maybe that's what makes us different from the animals. I mean, masturbating. Because it turns out we don't have souls, and animals use tools and all that kind of thing. So maybe it's the masturbating. Maybe that's God's real gift to us.
Okay, I'd really like to get back to planet Earth, so maybe I'll see you later.
No, wait a minute, mister. I'm sorry. I'm strange. I'm a weird guy. I know. Hey, do you have a car? Can you get one?
Why?
Because I have this rather heavy bag, and I really need a lift. I can pay you.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm Eddie, by the way. Eddie Lowe.
Yes, fine. Come on.
Hey, friend. This bag is awful heavy. You mind taking us down to the docks?
You got the ship to catch. You going somewhere?
I'm not going anywhere. My friend friends are, though. They're heading off.
All the things Eddie Lowe says are designed to elicit unease. They establish a signature MO, the target, the obsession, and the message. These traits echo directly in San Andreas Infinity Killer. But here's where it becomes truly layered. Eddie Lowe's killings of Liberty City stop when he is captured or killed.
Strangled him into knots. And your daughter? Your pretty little daughter, Mrs. Abrahams? And he's ripped out her intestines just to see if he could feel anything. And you know what? He couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't.
You should get laid or something.
Oh, I just did. A little jogger down by the water. Wait, what, handsome? I got a hunger tonight that can't be sated. Come here. Huh. Ugh.
Infinity Killer begins his spree years later in San Andreas. The victim's profile is strikingly similar. Isolated joggers, carefully placed markers, and cryptic messages left behind. It's almost as if Eddie Lowe's influence transcends his death, inspiring either a copycat or even suggesting a multi-generational killer family. Rockstar doesn't explicitly confirm this, but the connections are too precise to ignore. Now consider Eddie Lowe's psychological footprint. He is loud, brash, and chaotic in personality, yet extremely meticulous in practice. His obsession with numbers, patterns, and messages indicates a compulsion beyond mere murder. It's about control, dominance, and narrative manipulation. Players in witnessing the Infinity Killer encounter eerily similar behavior. Obsession with symbols, fixation on the number 8, cryptic warnings, and the creation of a game where clues might be followed, pieced together, and ultimately solved. Merl Abrahams becomes the tragic focal point of the story, a man locked behind bars, implicated in the Infinity Killer's spree. The deeper we examine his role, the more it becomes apparent that this is not a story of one man alone, but a psychological chess match orchestrated across space and time. Inside Bolingbroke Penitentiary, messages appear on walls, notes identical in handwriting to those left at Sandy Shores, Rocks, and Shrines. Eddie Lowe, dead or removed from physical proximity, cannot have written them himself. This is either a masterstroke of narrative misdirection by Rockstar, or evidence that Merl is complicit, whether willingly or under duress.
And your daughter? Your pretty little daughter, Mrs. Abraham?
Wait. Go again?
And your daughter? Your pretty little daughter, Mrs. Abraham? Mrs. Abraham?
Yeah, that might explain things. So he said Mrs. Abrahams. As we know, Merl Abrahams, the supposed killer, he says your daughter, Mrs. Abrahams. So Merl Abrahams has a wife and they both have a daughter? Maybe he used Merl Abrahams, threatening to kill his daughter or something. He just told him to write all those things on the rocks and in the prison. Well, even if he did do those things, and what I'm saying is true, which maybe it's not, maybe it is, Merl Abrahams ended up dying, and his daughter ended up dying. So he did all this for nothing. He died himself, and his daughter died. I am confused right now, but maybe it's just a push. Maybe this is a coincidence that he just said Mrs. Abrahams. Maybe I'm going far too deep into this. Who knows? The Infinity Killer does not exist in a vacuum. To fully appreciate the scope of Rockstar's design, we must trace the connections across multiple games. Eddie Lowe in GTA 4 sets a precedent, a behavioral template. San Andreas Infinity Killer mirrors and amplifies this behavior, and Red Dead Redemption 2 introduces Edmund Laurie Jr., a character implied to have committed similar crimes in the late 19th century. This intergenerational pattern raises critical questions. Are these separate killers with parallel obsessions? Are we witnessing a generational family of killers whose obsessions and rituals echo across time? Or is this an intentional narrative through line, a motif that Rockstar employs to tie their universes together? Or is it just Eddie using Merl Abrahams? I don't know. Players examine in-game evidence, find repeating symbols, numbers, and patterns. The number 8 recurs obsessively, etched into walls, rocks, shrines, and even in the arrangement of bodies. The consistency is not accidental. Rockstar is embedding behavioral patterns into game world design, challenging players to recognize and interpret them. Bodies are discovered underwater in San Andreas, their positioning precise. The Infinity Killer's notes are cryptic but deliberate, and the narrative across games mirror this pattern. Liberty City, Eddie Lowe's MO is established. Red Dead Redemption 2, historical precedent suggests a lineage. San Andreas, Infinity Killer's actions extend the legacy. Each game is a piece of the puzzle. Observant players may begin to see an evolving pattern of predation, ritual, and obsessive message leaving, spanning decades and geographies within Rockstar's universe. Now comes the speculative phase, the part where we, as players and theorists, must piece together disparate threads. Copycat theory. A new individual studies Eddie Lowe's pattern and replicates it, leaving personal modifications while maintaining the recognizable signature. Psychological motif theory. The Infinity Killer is a narrative construct, a recurring archetype representing hidden, obsessive darkness in Rockstar's universes. Players are drawn into decoding the motif rather than the physical killer. Eddie Lowe manipulation theory. Eddie Lowe was the real Infinity Killer all along, kidnapped Merl Abrahams' daughter, and forced him to write all the messages on the rocks, walls, and even inside the prison, turning him into a puppet for his madness. Merl wasn't the killer, he was just a terrified father doing what Eddie demanded. In the end, Merl died in prison, and Eddie killed his daughter anyway, completing his twisted cycle of control and obsession. Every theory has evidence supporting it. Eddie's direct quotes, Merl's ambiguous prison messages, historical echoes in Red Dead, cryptic symbols etched into the world. Rockstar's genius lies in ambiguity. They provide enough clues to argue any position, yet never confirm a single definitive truth. Players are encouraged to explore, theorize, and debate endlessly. The Infinity Killer is not simply a side story, he is the thread connecting decades, games, and obsessive players. Age joggers, cryptic symbols, hidden bodies, intergenerational speculation, psychological games, this is more than Easter eggs. It is a living narrative spanning Rockstar's worlds. To truly engage with the Infinity Killer, players must explore every corner, trace underwater bodies and compare it to original victims, investigate Bolingbroke Penitentiary for recurring clues, and etc. This isn't just a game mystery, it's a culture-obsessive exploration, theory crafting, and lore hunting. Rockstar's universe rewards attention to detail, patience, and persistence. Each discovery is a step further into a masterfully crafted, layers narrative of violence, obsession, and psychological intrigue. The Infinity Killer challenges players to observe, to question, and connect the dots across decades and continents of in-game lore. He isn't a myth, he is a living puzzle, and the world of Rockstar is daring you to solve it. So if you've got a theory about the Infinity Killer, or if you found something I didn't mention, drop it down below. I read everything, even if I don't heart it or like it. And hey, if you like diving into this kind of dark hidden GTA lore, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps the channel out. Subscribe if you want more deep dives like this one, because the next time, we're going even deeper. See you in the next one. Peace out.